cosmic eye candy. That's the headline NPR is using to describe the images NASA has been releasing. To learn more about the technology that's expanding our insight into the universe, Christina has 5 things you didn't know about the astounding James Webb Telescope.
The James Webb Space Telescope will find the first galaxies that formed in the early universe, all while peering through dusty clouds to see stars forming new planetary systems.
James Webb Telescope is completely unlike any other telescope we've ever had, in space or on the ground.
Dr. John Mather, senior astrophysicist at NASA Goddard, is sharing 5 things about the James Webb Telescope you didn't know. For starters, it's 1,000,000 miles away.
It's orbiting around a place we call the Lagrange point 2, which is a place of gravitational balance where the sun and the Earth have just enough gravity to pull the observatory around the sun once a year.
And it's possible to see it from the Earth if you look really hard with a telescope.
But it's not easy to know because it's pretty faint and you need a finder chart to know where to look for it.
Next, it's super, super cold.
In round numbers, it's something like minus 380 degrees Fahrenheit.
To get to that mind-blowing temperature, it needs a giant umbrella to protect it from the sun. And the reason to keep it that cold
Is to keep it from emitting its own infrared light.
That's because the telescope sees infrared light.
It's hard to focus infrared light with lenses because a lot of lenses are opaque. So we use mirrors.
The mirrors capture infrared light, which lets them see objects that aren't hot enough to shine with visible light.
So we say, well, see that little cluster of black galaxies over here? If I magnify it, then you can see it better. If I make it different colors, you can see it better.
The 4th thing you didn't know, it creates pictures from ones and zeros.
It's pretty similar to every other digital camera. The ones and zeros mean something about how bright is the light on that particular spot on the detector.
This string of digits is assembled into an actual picture back on Earth.
We have somebody that looks at the pictures and says, I better adjust the color scale a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about.
The last thing you didn't know about the James Webb Telescope, it's a time machine.
The purpose of the Webb telescope is to look at basically our entire history from the first objects that grew from the Big Bang material to now.
For perspective, he says the nearest galaxy we can see with our own eyes is Andromeda.
You see it as it was about 3 million years ago.
That's because it takes 3 million years for the light from Andromeda to reach Earth.
The farthest back we've been able to see with telescopes is about 13.1 billion years. So we're getting pretty close to the first objects that might have grown in the early times with this technique.
For more information, head to origins-project.org. Shooting for the stars with 5 amazing things you didn't know about the James Webb Telescope.